Hello, my friends. Let's jump right into the updates from the Kursk direction, where we have some bad news. Yesterday, there was confirmed progress by Russian forces near the village of Novoivanivka. Their advance was about 1 kilometer 200 meters, and it's clear that they are continuing to cut off a large Ukrainian armed forces grouping from supplies. As a result, the situation is gradually worsening here. The distance from the front line is now down to 7 kilometers and 400 meters, meaning this entire area is now under fire. As we can see, Russian forces are occasionally making gains, and it's undeniable that the Ukrainian offensive has stalled, with the Ukrainian forces now focusing on holding their positions while being pushed back. Because of this, Putin has claimed these advances as successes.
Подразделение украинской армии, вторгшееся в Курскую область, блокирована, окружена. Это примерно около 2000 человек. Предпринимаются попытки разблокировать эту группировку извне, прорваться изнутри. Пока безуспешно. Российская армия приступила к ликвидации этой группировки.
As always, Putin is exaggerating, but the fact remains. However, whether everything is actually going according to the General Staff's plan is still a big question, as nobody knows exactly what the plan was. In the Kharkiv direction, Russian forces continue shelling, but no new attacks have been recorded near the village of Lipty. However, fighting continues around Vovchansk and the village of Tykhe, although Russian forces haven't made any advances in the past day. In the Kupiansk direction, the Russians are shelling Kupiansk itself and attempting to advance closer to Kurilivka. However, the Ukrainian armed forces are repelling all attacks, and so far Russian forces have seen no new gains. Further south, the Russians continue to assault the village of Kruhlякivka, though there are currently no changes along the front line here either. In the Burova direction, assaults on Lozova continue, with the Russians deploying several groups to break through to the village and align the front line in this area. Heavy fighting is also ongoing for Vishneva and Pershetravneva, where the situation remains difficult as Russian forces maintain high activity and see periodic gains. We'll have to wait and see the outcome of this latest wave of attacks. Further south, assaults continue near Grekivka and Novomykhailivka, though the front line hasn't changed over the past day. In the Crimea direction, the Russians persist in their assaults on Terny, intensifying shelling of Ukrainian positions in the area. And they are also attempting to assault Torsk and are shelling Liman, but there have been no changes along the front line in the past day. In the Siversk direction, Russian forces have claimed control of Serebryanka, while the Ukrainian General Staff hasn't confirmed this. Heavy fighting is reported in the area both near Serebryanka and Grigorivka. We'll have to wait and see the outcome of this latest wave of attacks, but the situation appears grim. At the very least, the gray zone here is expanding, which could lead to unfavorable consequences. In the Chasiv Yar direction, the Russians continue heavy shelling, targeting not only Chasiv Yar, but also their rear areas of Kostiantynivka and Drushkivka. On the offensive front, Russian forces have begun assaults on the areas of Stupochki and Bila Hora in an effort to fortify their southern flank and align the front line. The Ukrainian armed forces are making every effort to stop them, as any advancement here could lead to a catastrophic situation, not just for Chasiv Yar, but for Kostiantynivka as well. For now, there have been no changes on the front line over the past day. In the Toretsk direction, Russian forces continue to assault Toretsk, pushing near Nalipivka and Sukha Balka, but there have been no frontline changes in the past 24 hours. In the Pokrovsk direction, Russian forces are advancing toward Myrolubivka and simultaneously attacking Promeny and Lysivka. Despite continuous shelling, there have been no recent advances. Further south, near Selidove, the situation remains the most severe. Russian troops continue their assault on the city, pushing further in. However, Ukrainian forces are holding them off, preventing their consolidation. Some parts of the city remain under Ukrainian control, but soldiers report that the situation has escalated beyond control. Fierce battles continue in Selidove, with maps unable to reflect the reality on the ground. The situation here is approaching a critical point. Complicated but controlled no longer applies. Russian FPV drones are swarming in numbers of up to 10 per Ukrainian armored unit, creating relentless pressure. Ukrainian crews are also stretched to the limit, with one crew reportedly engaging 116 drones in a single day. Fighting is also intense near Novodmitrivka, Voznesenka, and Novoselidivka, with Russian forces attempting to advance to the outskirts of Kurakhivka. Shelling persists, and reports from Ukrainian forces indicate that the semi-encirclement of Hernik has created significant challenges. We await a decision from the General Staff regarding potential troop withdrawals, as Russian activity shows no signs of slowing. In the Kurakhove direction, Russian forces continue their push toward the village of Dalne, with the situation remaining difficult in Katerynivka and Antonivka, where heavy shelling and assaults have been reported. While they have yet to fully capture these villages within the day, fighting continues. In the Vuhledar direction, Russian troops persist in their assaults on Bogoyavlenka, Novoukrainka, and are attempting to advance across the fields from Zolota Neva. Here too, significant shelling is ongoing, though no new advancements have been recorded. In the Zaporizhia direction, attacks continue around Novodanilivka along with ongoing shelling. However, no major breakthroughs have occurred, and the much anticipated offensive has yet to begin. We'll keep an eye on how the situation unfolds. In the Kherson direction, Russian forces maintain shelling on the right bank with heavy use of FPV drones. The General Staff of Ukraine also reports repeated attempts by Russian forces to advance on the islands, though they have been unable to secure positions, leaving the situation unchanged. Meanwhile, Putin claims that everyone is focused on a peaceful resolution to the conflict.
Чтобы конфликт закончился как можно быстрее и желательно мирными средствами. Вы знаете, что Китайская Народная Республика и Бразилия выступили с инициативой в ходе ассамблеи в Нью-Йорке, на Генеральной Ассамблее в Нью-Йорке. Многие страны-участницы БРИКС поддерживают эту инициативу.
Ultimately, Putin continues to attack Ukrainian cities, confident in his stance. At the same time, there is further confirmation that Germany opposes Ukraine's NATO membership while the war continues. Scholz has spoken against inviting Ukraine to NATO. A country at war cannot join the alliance. This issue is not on the agenda, he stated in an interview with the ZDF. As you may recall, previous reports hinted that the US and Germany might agree to Ukraine's entry into NATO, but it seems that the conditions remains unchanged. The war must end first. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Additionally, Putin has practically confirmed that North Korean troops are on Russian territory under the strategic partnership agreement with North Korea.
Наших взаимоотношений с Корейской Народно-Демократической Республикой. Как вы знаете, сегодня, по-моему, только ратифицирован наш договор о стратегическом партнерстве. Там есть статья 4. И мы нисколько никогда не сомневались, что северокорейское руководство относится к нашим договоренностям серьезно. Но что и как мы будем делать, это уже наше дело в рамках этой статьи. Сначала нужно провести соответствующие переговоры по поводу имплементации этой статьи 4 этого договора. Но мы в контакте с нашими северокорейскими друзьями и посмотрим, как будет развиваться этот процесс. Во всяком случае, российская армия действует уверенно на всех направлениях. Тоже хорошо известно. Никто этого не отрицает. Движется вперед на всех участках линии боевого соприкосновения. Активно работает и на Курском направлении.
That's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.